Hi Advay,
Hello, sir.
good evening.
Good evening.
How are you, Advay?
Good.
So, have you implemented any of the RESTful service in your local?
Yeah, yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear. I'm so excited to see, how do
I
you feel?
yeah.
How
I
do you
feel.
feel about?
I feel like that. I feel like I'm now connected to HTML.
You feel like, right?
Yeah.
So, we still have to do, I'll explain to you, what exactly I did. So, in the initial class, right, we were, oh, you don't see me, right? Okay, sorry. So, in the initial first class, right? Hi, Aditya, Hasini, hi, good evening. Okay, in the beginning of the classes when we were learning the
Hi,
HTML,
sir.
CSS, and other stuff, right? So
Hi,
we
sir.
learned the front. Yeah, hi Aditya, good evening. So we learned the front end part. Now we are working on the Java. Java is the
Backend.
back end. Yeah, Java is the back end. So the integration point between UI and back end is the RESTful service. So UI will call the RESTful services to load the data. So and Java program, right? We are now learning the basics of Java. So after learning the basics of Java, we still have to do the connection to the database. That part is, that is, another
So,
session
which
that I'll be doing.
database?
So it's up to us, which database we want to take. We can take it up.
I already have a MySQL database.
Yes, MySQL is open source, so we can use it for learning purpose. We can use it, and we can get yeah, evaluation copy for management. What is it? MS SQL Server and Oracle also will get it.
Oracle
The
is a
community
very
version.
old
Yeah,
database.
no, it's not. You can say it as old also, but it actually it's quite good. The database is quite strong. MS SQL Server. It's like enterprise level databases. Okay, let me check, so Sneha should also join, right? So let
So,
me ping her.
this RESTful service is much like Django.
Right, correct. So let me, one second. Oh, you learned that also?
Yeah.
Good. And who else we have? Luna. Okay, I'm just sending a message. So I'll be actually saving the video sessions, all these video sessions. Okay, so I'll share you after I upload onto the unlisted copies. Okay, I'll send you the links so that you can access from YouTube whatever sessions we are carrying it up now, right? So you can just refer from there if you want. Okay, let
Sir,
me share. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
uh, is it like possible to enclose the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript with
Yeah, go ahead, Advay. You're on
yes,
mute.
yeah. So, is it possible to enclose the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript with Java, like in an app?
Okay, yeah, you can do that. You can do that, but you need to have the framework. Okay, if you don't have the framework, right, it's quite tough actually. You have to use you know XML HTTP request to call the backend services. And once you get the data also, you need an API to place, in which part of the web page you want to display the data, right? Hi Anita. Good evening. Okay, Anita also joined. Fine. So as usual, you know, right? So we will learn, we'll repeat some of the topics which we will be able to cover. So we'll start. And as usual, you know, this is our revision, right? So revision class. Now, Hasini, first question to you. Hasini, are you there? Can you hear me? Yeah. So first question. Okay, before that, you know, have you set up environment in your laptop or computer?
No.
Means, you know, you have configured JDK and you have configured IntelliJ, right?
Yeah.
So were you able to set up the RESTful services?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. Then in that case, I need to open up my previous slide to show you. Yeah. So I think in our previous session, right? I did not actually, you know, explain.
Sir, I sent the answer in the chat. Actually.
Okay, yeah, that part we'll see now. So I just wanted to highlight the screenshots, you know, those who have not configured the RESTful services in their laptop, right? Laptop or computer. So these are the steps actually, you know, that you can see, like, you know, first you'll see the project here, and then you'll see this, you have to, you know, after the, okay, here, where is, yeah, here. So you have to go to this link and then configure the dependencies, which is web MVC. So once you configure the web MVC dependency, then you have to download the project. And after downloading the project will be downloaded in ZIP, right? Zip format. So after zip format, you have to unzip it, and then you will get the project in a source code. So once you get the project in a source code, what you have to do is you have to open project. So new project from existing sources, right? So new project from existing sources. Where is it? Let's see. Okay. So once you do the new project from existing sources, right? So you have to select this particular downloaded project. So that is where you can see this code. Okay. So left side is all like, you know, project source code. The structure of your source code will be like this. So SRC is the main folder where you have the your code actually in the main. So test is for unit test cases, and yeah, your Spring Boot application will look like this. This is the second step you can see here. And third step, what you need to do is you have to create the application dot properties file, like, you know, I highlighted here. And then after creating this application dot properties file, you have to add this property server dot port. So on which port you want to run your RESTful service. So you can give the port number. And after this is a programming. So this place you'll see all the progress, you know, your programming. You can start your actual work from step 4. So Advay, you have done all these steps, right?
Yeah.
So you were able to run the RESTful
Yes.
service?
Yeah.
So you were able to see the output also, right?
Yeah.
Very good. And how about you, Hasni? So if you have not done, right, so I suggest you do this today. Okay. So because this is where, you know, we will slowly adapt to the real-time projects. And then I'll keep on giving you a lot of problem statements. So you have to start implementing those. Okay. And Aditya, how about you?
No, sir, I haven't done the Spring.
Yeah, please do so, Aditya. Like, you know, it will be helpful for you.
Okay, sir. Sir, these steps again, can I refer with you while doing it later?
Sure. Yeah. You know, if you have any doubts, right, you just, you know, send it in WhatsApp. Okay. We have a group, right? Okay. So post all your
So I did
here.
for the normal operators and the comparison operators.
Okay, good. Yeah. So, but actually, you know, I'm so sorry that, you know, last day I was sick, and then, you know, I could not check the messages. You know, halfway I just, you know, woke up and then saw the messages coming in. I'm so sorry for the last class. Okay. So let's Yeah, I'll keep you updated from next time. And Anita, how about you? Have you set up this IntelliJ and then try to configure RESTful endpoints? Hello, Anita.
Hello, Gopal.
Yeah, Anita. Were you able to configure IntelliJ and JDK on your laptop?
Yeah, these two software I managed to configure, Gopal, but the RESTful API, the project I didn't do it. I will do.
Okay, you try it, Anita. If you don't get it, you just let me know. Okay, I'll help
Sir,
you.
sure, sure.
actually, I remembered the steps, so I now need to see it for the configuration.
Good, Advay. Yeah, that's quite good actually. Now you are becoming expert day by day, right? So, but practice all those things. So that's what I gave you in the last class. So I don't want to get into those things. So those steps you need to follow it. Okay. So once you follow, then it would be easy for you for the next classes. Fine. So first question is to Hasni.
Sir, send you in the chat.
Yeah, I'll check it out once again. So how about you, Hasni? What would be the output for the A and B statements?
10.
And how about B?
Don't know.
10.
Okay, B will also be 10. You see here, whenever we execute the statement age, right? So age plus plus means 10 plus plus. So at this place, it will calculate 10 plus 1, but it will be treated still as 10 only. So the next line will be actually added
11 minus.
the added one. Okay, so I think maybe assume this way: statement A is not there. Then what will it print?
Still 10.
Suppose if this A is not there. Okay, that is here, right? Hasni. Hasni.
Then system B will be printed.
Yeah, byte age is equal to 10 and system.out.println age minus minus. So in this case, what will it print?
10.
It prints 10 only. Okay. Now let's see. We have given plus plus in the right side, right? So try to see what will happen in the left side. Aditya, can you answer this one? What's the output of the below code? Byte is equal to 10 and then read out the first step, A only. So system.out.println plus plus age. What will it print?
1 moment. $11.
Perfect. Okay, assume that A is not there. Now byte A is equal to 10 and system.out.println minus minus age.
9.
Perfect. Perfectly right. So Advay, now the second this question to you. What is the output of the below code? Int score is equal to 201 and score plus plus and system.out.println score.
201.
Perfect. So the first line will be the assignment operator, right? So 201 is assigned to the variable score. And then score plus plus means score is equal to score plus 1. It means score is equal to 201, right? So score is equal to 201 plus 1. It will become 202. Right?
Yeah. No, but in the first time it won't display like the
No. You see here. What is the score value here? Value of the score?
201.
20. And what is the second line of statement?
To increment it by 1.
To increment by 1, right? So what will be the value of score at this place?
202.
201 only, right? the place
Oh, at this place, yeah. At this
at this
place,
place it
too.
is 201 only. So the next line, the value is already assigned here. So what
202.
here, at the third line, it will be 202, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Now, Anita, how about this?
This one is 202.
Perfect. So the first statement is score is equal to 201, and plus score means, at this second line, the value is already 202. And third line, there is no operations here, right? Just printing the score. So the value is already assigned. So at third line, it will be 202. And Hasni, what is this one? What is the value for this one? Output. Book price is equal to 51. And the second statement, book price minus.
51.
So I send that to chat.
Okay, can you check here again, Hasni?
50.
Perfect. So what it will do is, first line, 51 is assigned to a variable, means you are giving the value 51 to book price. So the book price is 51. And the second line, it says, minus, which means in decrement by 1. So at the second place, but it is at the right side, right? So
So it
what it
still
will do,
treats as 51
it will
there.
decrement by 1. So the value will be 50, but the value 50 is not assigned to
Directly assigned at that
yeah.
line.
The third statement will be book price
50.
is equal to 50, right? Okay, the next one. Okay, give me a second. I'll just come back. Okay,
So
Anita, the next one is for you also, Anita. The last one.
This one also 50.
Yes, this one is also 50. Okay, I need not explain, right? So because it is self-explanatory now. Now let's go to the next slide. Okay, so here, here we all know about the class, right? Java class. So let me show you that Java class. We have the class here, right? So the first keyword, what is the first keyword?
public.
Public. So the first keyword, we call it as access modifiers. Okay, what do we call?
Access modifier.
Access modifiers. Okay, now in this case, what access modifier did I give here?
No, none.
There is no access modifier, right? So when I don't specify
It
any
will
of
treat
the
as a default, right?
exactly, when no access modifier is specified, then it is called default. So default means what it will do? Let's see. The first one is default, means we don't specify anything. So it's just like a default. So what does it do? When we specify a class without any access modifiers, right? So what does it do is, the class is visible to the package. Like, so where is this class located? Controller, right? You see here, it is in the controller. It is in the controller, right? Suppose, let me create a package, another package here. Okay, in the service, I'm going to create one more class. So math service. I created a math service here. Suppose if I want to create a controller, see, I want to create a controller instance here, the class level variable. So am I able to see here? See, I'm not able to see here, right?
No.
So other packages I cannot see. Okay, this is math service is in other package. So I cannot see the class which is with default access modifier. Now let's see. So math service is there, right? So math service is having which access modifier?
Public.
Public. So now I go to controller here, and then let's create a class instance. So are you able to see math service here in the
Yeah.
context help? So
Yeah.
here it will come, because even if, see, math service is in another package, but we are trying to create an instance of math service in controller. We are able to see because math service is having public, right? Public. So access modifier for math service is public. So it is accessible across the project. You know, the whole world can access. So what is this? This is public access modifier. Now you see the one which I am talking about is public, right? So what the access modifier public does is it is visible to all the packages, means the classes which are in the other packages also you can access those classes which are having the access modifier as public. Now let's see private. So the same thing I'm going to change it to private.
Oh, so it is not even available in the package itself. Only to this specific class it's
Yeah,
available.
here private class I cannot declare here. You see, when I can declare within the class, I can declare only private. I can add one more class and then inner class. So this is an inner class, right? So within this class only this private is accessible. It cannot be accessed outside. So this is the private access modifier. So why do we go with this, access modifiers? Because of security constraint, security reasons. We want to limit the scope of classes across the packages. Okay. So now you read out these statements. Advay, can you read out these statements?
Access control modifiers. 1. Visible to the package.
Visible to the package means what?
Default access modifier.
Within the class, within the package. Controller is one package, right? So within this package only you can access. Okay, and now let's, yeah. Okay, yeah, correct. Okay, read out the second one.
Visible to the class only, that is private. Means
yes.
Class specific.
Yeah, within the class only. This inner class, right, is declared with the private access. So it is available only within the class. You cannot create an instance of this one anywhere outside. So I want to create here, right? It cannot. It's not available, you see. Still it is not available. It is still showing in red color, right? So cannot access. Private cannot be accessed outside the class. So the private can only be accessed within the class. Within the class only. Okay. Now, protected. We haven't seen the protected, right? So repeat the fourth statement.
Visible to the package and all subclasses. That is protected.
Yeah, means any idea, Aditya?
Yeah. Means like to the this is like inheritance only if that specific class where we are writing the main code is inherited from that protected variable class, then only it can access that variable.
Right, one way it is right. Anita, you have any comments on this? The fourth one? You understand?
Yeah, yes, Papa.
Okay, so the fourth one is nothing but, visible to the package. Visible to the package means within the package only. Within the package. Service is one package, right? So within the service, you can access. Suppose, let's see, I'll create one more class here. math service, right? So math service and then assignment service. Let me create another class, assignment service. Okay, now I declare math service as, okay, I'll remove, I'll keep it like this, and then I'll make it as protected. See, protected is also not available here. So I'll copy this one. So this class can be accessible. This is a default, right? So I'll make it as public now. So this class is accessible outside also. Now this class cannot be accessible outside, but it can be accessed within the package. So just go here. And what I wanted to see, math inner operations. You see, I can access math inner operations here. Like this, because it doesn't have constructor, so it comes like this. So if you can make it as constructor, right? Then it is, yeah. So it is available here, but you see, what is the error message? Error message, you can see it like this. So there'll be a light bulb here, and then you can see. So it says like,
Yeah,
you cannot
it's
directly.
not the static.
Yeah, it's not the static. That's why you cannot access the class name directly like this. So what, it suggests actually, sometimes, we forget, right? So IntelliJ will help us to declare the variable as static if you are calling with the class name. So this is the class name, right? Class name dot this class name. If you are trying to call like that, then you need to call it using the class name. Okay, fine. Okay, 1 second. Okay, sorry. So you understood, right? The difference between, the access modifiers when we have to use public, when we have to use protected, and then, private and default. Anita, this is an interview question actually.
Gopal, just I have one question, Gopal. The protected is same as public, but we can use it only within the package.
No, outside the package also you can access when you have to subclass it. So now we have seen
If it extends.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You listen to this, Anita. So now whatever we have done is assignment service is there, right? Assignment service and math service both are in the same package. Right now we have seen this one. What is that? Visible to package. Right? We have seen this one only. The other one is all subclasses. So which is protected, right? So now I want the same thing. Inner operations to be accessible outside the package. This one is within the package, right? So outside the package is controller. From controller, I want to access that. How? I cannot do this, right? You see, it is throwing outside the package, it is throwing an error. So what we have to do, but you see this is the protected. This is the protected only, right? But outside it is not accessible. So outside, if you want to make it accessible, what you have to do? Extend the math service.
Class.
If you extend the math service, you see, it's gone. The
Yeah.
error is gone. So you remember like this. You read out these statements. These statements are very easy to remember. So default is visible to the package only. Okay, private visible to the class only. And public visible to all the packages. Protected only the package and all subclasses. Okay, this is an interview question. Whenever you are starting a career, right? So they will ask you. So how do you understand about the access modifiers? So what do you mean by access modifiers? How many types of access modifiers are there? Can you explain more? So now in this case, right? Whatever I explain, you just frame
Sir?
it into story points and start explaining it. Yes, Advay.
For like for public, is it available throughout the world or only
Throughout the world, yeah, you can
Yeah,
access
throughout the
from
world.
other packages also. Other packages, other projects also you can access if both are
Oh.
linked.
So
Both are
so
linked.
that's why the string class which we use to define a string is available throughout the world.
Yeah, you see the string that you are talking about string that, yeah, here we have string. You see this string is public. So public means what? Anybody who is working on Java, right? They can directly access this from any class. You can access the string class from anywhere in the package. Okay. Fine. So
Yeah, okay.
any questions on this access modifiers? Aditya, Hasini, Anita. Okay, try to remember this. Okay, it's we don't we usually see what is the class that I'm going to write. So now I'm going to write math service, right? So math service I want to import it into controllers only. So because this is a service package, right? So our architecture is something like controller will always, okay, I'll let me put it in statement. So usually, right, Java projects, right, all the Java projects, the structure will be like this. Controllers will always call services. So all the services will call the DAO or ORM layers. Okay, and this one will be directly talking to database. Okay, so this is the architecture actually, application architecture. So all the controllers will be talking to services and all the DAOs. So you can say it as here ORM. ORM means data access objects. All the data access objects or object relational mapping packages frameworks like Hibernate, JPA, and Spring Data JPA. So all those we can add it here. Okay, I'll explain it if time permits. Okay, on this part, because this is another framework actually. We have a lot of frameworks available in this particular layer. Okay, so up to here, controllers and services is sufficient for us now.
So is controllers the URL?
Yeah, controllers is the request processors. All the requests that are coming to controller only. Okay, the controller will process the request, whatever endpoint that we are exposing, right? So it will just do its own function like this. Add two numbers. This is one endpoint, right? So it will just do adding two numbers. That's it. Other than that, it doesn't do anything. Okay. Fine. So based on this architecture framework, application architecture framework, right? So what you do is services. So services should be accessible from where? Controllers, right?
Controllers.
So services should be accessible from controllers means either you have two options. Either you make your service classes as public and then use it inside the controllers, or you extend your controller to service classes and then use all these services. Okay, So you need to create a dependency. So how will you create the dependency? Using the access modifiers. So using access modifiers, which access modifiers you have to specify for your service class? Either
Public.
mostly public. Okay. So because controller is in different package, so you cannot make it default. So if it is in different package, if you want to access it, either you can make it as public
Or
or
protected.
protected if you can
If you
subclass
can
it.
inherit.
Yeah, that's it. So this is about the access modifier. So if somebody asks you about any questions or any questions about the access modifiers, right? Be clear on these 4 points. Okay. So this is quite important for when you attend for interviews. So Aditya, this point also you make a note, okay, somewhere in your notes. Anita, for you also, Anita. Fine. Now let's get back to the operators. So this one, last class we saw all these additions, right? Additions, subtractions, additions, subtractions, and then math operations like multiplication, division, modulus, and all. We have done this part, right? So any doubts in this part?
No, sir.
No, right? Okay, cool. So now here increment operators we saw, right? So basically when I specify plus plus, right? A plus plus means A is equal to A plus 1. Okay, let me edit this one. So ideally it means A plus plus means, okay, A plus plus means A is equal to A plus 1. Okay, similarly A minus minus means A is equal to A minus 1. Okay, so I think, you know, I need not explain this part, right? You all know, right?
Yeah.
Hasini, any doubts, Hasini?
No.
Okay, so plus plus, you can add it before and after. So before means it will initialize also. After means it will not initialize the value. So the subsequent next appearance will have the assignment. Okay, that's the only difference between plus plus A and A plus plus. Okay, fine. Now let's see the same logic, like, you know, A plus plus is equal to A is equal to A plus 1, right? So we'll see the assignment operators now. So assignment operators, basically, you know, I have explained in many of the programmers like how to declare a variable, right? So is equal to. We have seen, like, you know, how to create a variable, right? So like, you know, I'm creating an variable sum here and assigning some value here. So assigning the value, how? You'll use the equal to operator. So is equal to. So this is equal to is nothing but assignment operator. So you are calculating this value, and after calculation you are assigning it to, result. Correct. So whatever calculated value is there, that you are going to assign it. Assign it means what? You are just initializing the value.
Just giving some value to the
Yes.
result variable.
Exactly. Take an example like this, you know, in a layman terms. Nobody knows me, right? I am who I am looking. I have a name, right? The name is nothing but the assignment. So this is my body. My body has been given a name, Gopal. So Gopal is my name. Means whenever somebody sees my body, it is like, okay, this is Gopal, like that. So assigning a value to a variable, okay, that is the assignment operator. So anyways, this is pretty simple, everybody knows. Now let's see. Plus is equal to, we have the assignment operators. There is a speciality like this, you see, two letters, two operators together. Plus is equal to, minus is equal to, asterisk is equal to.
It is same as like, I know it. It is same as like, the variables is equal to that variable plus some value on it.
Correct. So what does that mean is, you see, whenever, you know, to make the developers work easy. So like this, you know, A is equal to A plus 5. I have something like this, A is equal to A plus 5. So I don't want to write 10 times a is equal to a plus 5, a is equal to a plus 5. So what I do, so I want to reduce the characters that I'm using in the program. So I want to reduce this a. So one character will be removed, and then a, you bring this plus here, because a plus is equal to 5. So whenever you see a plus is equal to 5, it means a is equal to a plus 5. Okay, let me show it in the program. Let's write the program.
But
So-
so one time I tried this, but then it was not assigning it to a number, it assigned it to a variable only.
Yeah, it assigns to a variable. Now let me show you. Okay, so what is this about? I'm going to start a new class. What's the class name? Shall we? Okay, assignment operators, right? So I'll give assignment operator operations controller. Okay, this is a class I'm creating. You see, in the control where I'm creating in the controller package.
Controller.
So as soon as I create the class, what should I do? The next step, being a good programmer.
Write the documentation comments.
Right. Anita, how about you, Anita? This is very important. As soon as you write any class, so this, you have to write the documentation comment. This class is for exposing the REST endpoints for REST endpoints for
Assignment operators.
REST endpoints for learning the assignment operators. Okay, and then who is writing this program? Author, at the rate author, and then I'll write this. So as soon as I write this is my controller, right? So for controller, what I should do?
Extend.
Yeah, I instead of writing, right? So I actually copy paste always. Okay, but you don't do that. You write it on your own. Okay, so now this is math. Okay, this one I'll close it. Minimize. Yeah, now the class level endpoint is exposed. So this is also having the same, right? So I'll change it to assignment like this, okay, or assign. Okay, so assign, okay, assignment, and then what I should do? This is my endpoint exposing. So I'll just copy paste. Okay, I'll just copy, go to assignment.
Oh, so you just, instead of writing like in result, you just write plus equal to, that's all.
Yes, okay. Correct. Yeah, you are talking about the assignment operator, right? Yeah, you are true. So let me copy paste. Okay, I copy pasted it here, and then this function adds a number to itself.
So we need only one request parameter.
Yes, so I don't need this. I'll take it out, first number, right? So I'll just, instead of first number, I'll just mention it as number. Okay, I'll remove this part. Then what should I do here? Number. Okay, and then returns what? Return the
assignment.
Yeah, so returns the what is that? Result. Just mention the result. Okay, assignment, and then we'll just mention plus equal. So I'll just mention like this, plus equal. So now number is here, right? So let's.
So just write int sum is equal, plus equal to first number plus
Sum, sorry, or result. I'll just mention it as result, and then plus is equal to, what should I mention? The passed parameter. So whatever value I'm passing it here, right? So it will be assigning it to result. Okay, now let me, the result is, just mention simple statement, result is, what is this result? Now you see, so what's the error? There is an error message here, right? What is this error? You see here, it is showing some compilation errors. So whenever you see some red color underline, right, it is a compilation error. So it doesn't know what is it. It's not able to identify.
So we can do Alt Enter.
Yeah, you can try. It says, delete the statements and then introduce a local variable, something like this. So a good programmer, right? What we have to do is,
on the before the method.
So int result is equal to 0.
yeah. Wait, yes, Anita.
No, we need to declare this one before the method.
No, we have to initialize the value first.
Okay.
Okay, now I have initialized it and then initialized it to 0, and then I will make it as result plus is equal to number. Okay, you understood? This was because if you specify like this, right? If you specify
It
like
does
this,
not understand what result is.
result plus is equal to means result is equal to result plus number, right?
But nobody wants to write that long statement.
No, you see here, I'll just comment out this part. So plus is equal to means what? Plus is equal to means result is equal to result plus number, right? So I have written the result is equal to result plus number, but still there is a compilation error.
Because result is not defined.
See, Java, right? It needs the initialization to be happening before it is being used. Okay, you see when you mouse over on it, right? You see the compilation error, what it says, variable result. So result is a variable, right? Might not have been initialized. So it is not initialized. So what we have to do, we have to initialize it first. So how we can initialize? I'll take out this part. So
Int result is equal to 0.
First result is equal to 0. I initialized it to 0, and then result
plus
is equal to number. So here I need not assign it to the same result again. So I can directly access the result here. So let's see this one. I saved it, and then let's see. Okay, here I'm using this. Here it is okay, and then here we are. Yeah, here these operations we are not using, so I'll take it out. Fine, and then assignment operations. Sure. So let me start this.
So it is the math surface.
No, it is another controller, right?
Oh.
This is another controller. You see, assignment operations controller.
Yeah.
So for math service, you see the endpoint is math.
Oh, I forgot that you put that is a
so for assignment operator, I gave it as assignment here.
So I forgot that you are using a RESTful endpoint.
Yeah. We are using, because I want you all, whenever you learn basics, better to learn with advanced concepts. So RESTful is already advanced concept, right? So what you do is, instead of learning it as a main method, right? Always main method everybody knows. All the most of the people learn on main method. So you need to have some speciality, right? So this way you learn RESTful also. RESTful is just a framework, getting the request, process it, send the output. So the main function also does the same thing. Yeah, the service is already running here. 8090. Let me open. Okay, let me local host. Ours is what? 8090, right? 8090.
Uh,
So
it,
now, yeah, now
it is
it's not
assignment.
math. It's not math.
Assignment.
Assignment. So let's see. Localhost 8090 we have written, and after that, what we have to
Plus
do?
equal.
API assignment. Okay, now you see localhost 8090 and class level. So request mapping. What is the class level request mapping? API assignment. So I'll make this one. And then what is the method level? What is the method level?
Plus equal.
API. Okay. So the mapping method level request mapping is plus equal. So I'm going to copy this one, paste it here. And remember, this is a get mapping, get request. Okay, if I add post, right, it will not work. Something like if post mapping, right, it doesn't work.
So request
You have to-
parameter won't work.
Yeah, no, I'll have to explain that later. Okay, first we'll do it only with get request only. Okay, so plus equal. Now plus equal is also done. And what is the query parameters?
It is one number.
Number, it is a number, right? So I'll just
Question mark.
correct.
Then
Query parameters
number
are
is equal
always
to.
being used with question mark. Number is equal to, I'll give 11. Okay, I'll give 10. And then press enter. You see? The result is equal to
10.
10 only. Why?
Because that result is 0. So 0 plus 10 is 0.
Right, exactly. So the initial value that we have assigned to result is 0. 0 plus any number.
So we need to do int result is equal to number.
No, it's not that. You see, result is equal to result plus number. So what will it be? Result plus number, right? So result, what is the result? The value assigned to result is 0. What is the number that I'm passing from you from the
10.
front end? 10. 0 plus 10 is how much?
0. I mean 10.
10, right? The result would be 10 only, right?
Yeah.
So what we are trying to learn here is this operator, plus is equal to, okay, arithmetic operator. Now the same thing I want to show you using minus now. So minus in US, minus the function subtracts the function adds 0 to a number.
So for me, in the documentation comment, the @param does not come. It just in that underline does not come, and it does not also
You
give.
send me the screenshot. You send me the
Yeah.
screenshot. I'll just have a look at it. Okay.
Hmm.
So now the second, now one more endpoint I'm adding now. The function subtracts a number. So what number is that? Adds a number 0 to a number that is passed as parameter. The function subtracts a number. Okay, ideally, we'll make it as, we'll give 1 now. Okay, to a number that is passed as a parameter. Okay, now I don't want to use number again. So I want to give a name to this one, an alias name for this number.
So we can. So we
what should I
can.
do?
Where it's written either a
No,
request.
wait. Let me ask Aditya. Aditya, what should I do? I want to give an alias for this number. Aditya?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Hasni? Hasni, any idea?
No.
Anita, you? Anita?
No, Papa.
So can I
Okay.
tell?
Yeah, this one I already explained.
So you can add a bracket to add the request param,
Okay,
and then give this name is equal to something.
correct. So I'm giving double quotes, and then I'll just mention NUM. Okay. So here in this case, I need not, it doesn't identify number. It will identify only this one. Okay, but internally, within this function, this is within this method, right? It will remember this number. Okay, this is only for the endpoint.
To shorten the length of the parameter.
Right. So this one is minus. So we'll learn this minus, and then we said subtracts 1, right? So what we have to initialize here?
1.
1. So result is equal to 1, and result is equal to result minus a number, and the result is okay. This one, the result for minus equal and point is this. So this one we'll just mention
Plus equal endpoint.
Yeah, you see, this is how we should give more details. The result for
better understanding.
Yeah, correct. So any good developer will always give more details.
Give
like
full
this.
detail.
Yeah, this will help him only. Okay, so I created one more endpoint. Now similarly, right? Now similarly, how many operators are there? So many like this, right? So how can I do all these things? I want to
Oh yeah, I remember. So then you add two parameters, and then the second one would be operate like what assignment operator on.
Right. You see here, how many are there? 1, 2, 3,
6.
4, 5. So 5 are there, right? So I don't want to write 5 endpoints. What I do, I expose only one endpoint and then complete all these functionalities within that one endpoint only. Okay, Anita, you understood, right?
Yes, Papa.
Yeah. So instead of writing how many endpoints, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 endpoints, I'm going to expose only one endpoint and parameterize it. Okay. When I
Using
parameterize
the
it,
else if and else, right?
correct. So this minus, we have done it. And then similarly, we'll take an example from the previous one. So here we already gave this and then operation. So I don't want to type it, I'm just copy pasting, okay? So this is the operation. And here,
Operation equal.
operations. Yeah, operation equal. Yeah, that's okay. Op equal. Okay, now, so we know the result, right? So instead of 1, now let me make 11. Okay, 11. So
So,
here,
but the method for it should be different, right? When we like document.
right, perfect. So dynamic, so assignment, right? So dynamic operations. Okay, just mention any method, any name we can give. The function explains the assignment operations.
Using
Okay.
number 11 and the
On the number. Okay, on the number that is passed as a parameter is the number. And what is the other one? At the rate param operation. Okay, operation. Operation code. Okay, operation code. So I'll take another 5 to 10 minutes, okay? Result, okay, and then it returns the result. Fine, we are done with this. I'm going to copy paste this one. We don't have much, so I'll just,
But it's not good to copy paste.
no, it's okay. Like if you're sure, right? Then okay. So anyways, even if you don't copy also, I suggest, if you are first time practices, right? So I want you all to type on your own. So now, what is this? So I'll just mention plus hyphen equal result. You can mention plus is equal to number. Okay. And I'll just copy paste this part across. So before, after this class, I want you all to actually practice with. If you don't practice, right, it would be tough for you to follow subsequent classes. So Anita, I'm requesting you to just, practice from your side. Aditya, yeah, you post your questions, okay? If you don't post your questions, right, I don't know whether you really understood or not.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now plus equal, and then I will give minus equal for this.
So what is equals ignore case main functionality?
Okay, this part I will explain in the next class, okay? Minus, and then multiplication equal, and then div. Okay, just
So you
mention
can
this.
just copy paste hyphen equal.
Yeah, true. MUL. And this one is plus already, right? So or add.
So I forgot the code.
Add, and then this one is sub.
After D.
Okay, so add, subtract, multiply, division, and then modulus, and then remove this part, and nothing is there, so just mention it as -1. Okay, the result for
OP
what is the
equal
opcode?
endpoint.
The result for opcode plus operation plus endpoint is. Okay, so now I've written 2 and 3 rest endpoints, one for plus individually, another for minus individually, and the third one mixed, no, for all. Okay, so I'm going to stop my service because I'm changing the code, right? When you change the code, you have to restart the service. So this is how you have to think, to reduce the lines of code. So here you see how many lines of code: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 lines. 12 lines for plus equal alone. So how many we reduce? This function works for all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Around 26 lines we can achieve all the operations here. Okay, so yes, now this is plus equal, right? So minus equals we haven't seen, so let's see minus equal also. Minus equal and then number. So should it work?
No.
Why?
Because we wrote the special name as num, not number.
Exactly. So you see, when I type number, right, it doesn't accept because it says the endpoint is not matching. So Anita, this one will be for you, so will be helpful. So I'm just removing this, and then now it should work. You see, I gave what is the result? Okay, what is this subtraction I gave?
1 minus 11.
Yeah, 1 minus 11. So 1 minus 11 is minus 10. So we got this minus 10 like this. So I want to give minus 1 here. So the answer should be 1 minus of minus 1. What is 1 minus of minus 1? It's 2, right? So that's why it gave 2. So now, third one, I want Anita to say. So for this operation, third one, can you say, give me the URL, Anita? Hello, Anita?
Yes, Gopal. For the
Can-
third one,
So assignment is done, up to assignment, and then third one. What is the third one, request mapping?
uh,
You see here, get mapping, we have op equal,
op
right?
equal.
So
Yeah.
this op equal should be there here. After this is after class level mapping, right? So
Yeah.
after class level mapping, we have to add the method level mapping. So method level mapping is op equal. So op equal is done. And then these two are
Question.
query parameters. So the first query parameter is NUM and the second query parameter is OP. So starts with question mark. Num is equal to, I'll just pass it as 11. And how to append with another query parameter?
Question mark.
No,
Ampersand.
ampersand. So if you have another query parameter, so you should always use ampersand to the URL. So
Okay.
OP is nothing but here, right? Whatever you have specified within the name, so that comes as OP. And this OP, you can just mention the value as add. So now you see. So what the value, initial value I gave 11, right? So 11 added to again 11. 11 added to 11 is 22, right? Now let's see. I'll give subtraction. Oh yeah, see, we missed out. All the things we mentioned it as plus only. This is how you have to figure out the mistakes. Plus multiplication is asterisk, and then
Then
division is
forward slash.
division, and then this one is
Percentage.
percentage. You see, we got the error, right? So here's
So I
11
can just
minus 11.
refresh it.
It should be 0. So 22 we got. So I'm going to restart.
No, sir, it actually refreshes it. I tried it. It worked for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, let me also try. Okay, now I'm giving, yeah, you see 11 minus 11, 0. And MUL, I'm multiplying 11 with 11, 121. And 11 divided by 11,
1.
1. So this one is modulus, right? I give MOD. So
0.
remainder 11. When
It
11 divided
gets
by
the
11,
remainder of
it's the remainder of 0.
11 divided by 11.
So that's why 0. Suppose if I mention, some unknown opcode, right?
It will say minus 1.
It should say minus 1. Okay. So we learned about these things today, assignment operators. Okay. So tomorrow what we do is we will learn comparison operators and logical operators. And while learning these things, right, we are going to learn if else statements also. So you already know if else, right, here.
Yeah.
So this is how we write if else statements. So while doing the things, right, while learning these basic things, we will learn the other things also, like if conditions, and then for loop and other stuff. So all this part we will see tomorrow. Okay.
So I know nested if and nested like all while loop.
Yeah, okay. That part, the one, right? We will again, do it tomorrow. So anyways, good to hear that, you are doing the things ahead.
But in for loop, it's completely different in Python compared to other languages.
Right. But I'll explain.
Yeah, I know, but I still know.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. And now for the Pythons and Javas has got some slight differences only. So good.
In Python, you don't need to write the data type. It just it finds it by itself. What you say?
Correct. That's the intelligence, inside Python. So here we have to explicitly specify, what type of variable is it, like whether it is a string, number, or it is a byte, short. We have to specify in Java. Fine. So this is the practice work for today. Okay, if possible, do it. Okay, don't do first one, do second one and third one. Maybe slightly, would be tough for you, but try. So if you know for loop, then you can work on this. Okay.
Yeah, it's quite easy.
Then tomorrow we'll see. Tomorrow we'll see. And Ilavarthi, so can you explain me, like, have you implemented the JDK and IntelliJ on your system?
Yeah.
So both are ready, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And how about the RESTful service? Is it done on your laptop already? The how to set up RESTful services? I sent the screenshot, all the steps to configure in the previous message. In the WhatsApp, I already sent. Okay, just go through that and set up the RESTful service. Okay. And after another 5-6 classes, right? I'm going to give a lot of problems. So all those problems we'll implement through programs. Okay. So you need to have more hands-on. When you have more hands-on, then that's how you learn a lot of things. Hasni, I'll give you a lot of problems.
So the last two is very easy. Just if we define it in a variable or any string, then just write 2 uppercase. That's all.
Yeah, correct. So, but I want others also to practice. You are putting a lot of efforts. I understand. Advay. I want Hasini, Ilavarthi, Anita, and Aditya and Sneha to do the same things. Practice more. So, Anita, any problem you get right, you let me know. Ilavarthi, if you get any problem, you let me know. Okay.
Sure, Papa. Yeah.
Hasini, practice more, Hasini, because you already set up, right? So you let me know for any problems, Hasini. So Hasini always, checks with me. She sends me the message whenever she faces some problem. She always send me, so how to do this? Then I'll immediately respond to her. So I want everyone to just, make that as a habit so that.
So if I get any error, first I check with Alt Enter. If I don't still get the issue, then only I.
Yeah. So that's the good practice actually. Try for yourself first. If you're not able to find it, then you can send it to me. Okay. Good. Thank you for attending the class. So tomorrow also we will continue the class. Okay. I'll add some more programs to it. Then it would be a good practice for you for the rest of the week. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Ila.
Thank you, Gopal. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Teacher, when is the iPassFul website going up?
Okay, Hasini, yeah, just give me some time. Okay, I'll just make it up. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah, thank
you.
you.
So for a few months, I cannot access it.
Yeah, correct. There is a security risk that happened previously, so that's why I took it out from the network. So I need to bring up another service for that. So I'll do that. Thank you very much, Advay. I'll let you know. So thank you, Hasni. See you in the tomorrow's class. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.